Hey!
This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself. I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. I had to check the calendar. These big game weekends. I'm all thrown off because I thought yesterday was Sunday because I'm just so used to my Pro Bowls being played on Sunday. You know what I mean? I had it marked on my calendar.
Your body clock is timed to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I'm just...
That's weird.
And what a game it was. The Western Conference... scored 200 points against the Eastern Conference. Am I getting my All-Star games mixed up too now? I don't even know what happened in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what happened in the Pro Bowl. NFC, AFC, there's not a thing anymore.
No, it's the Pro Bowl games.
It's the games. So
I don't know what that means either.
Fake football Olympics? I don't know.
You want to know what the crazy thing is?
Nobody watched it?
Oh, you're wrong.
Oh, no.
You think nobody watched that?
Don't tell me that it paid off for them to schedule it on a Tuesday night, because I wasn't interested at all.
What else were you watching last night? Because we're talking about it to start our show.
The young...
It's 3:03 on a Wednesday.
I know.
And we started our show.
No, I know.
Coming off an NBA trade deadline. The night the Mammoth play and the night that BYU and Utah State Hoops are playing, and we're talking about the Pro Bowl games.
Hey, Napolis. Before we get started up here to actually talk some good stuff with Mike Folta, can we hit the breaking news sounder because it's such a big deal? Yes, the trade deadline came and went, but don't worry because the Jazz were so fired up here. JJ, give me some of the latest on the trade deadline news that the Jazz snuck in at the very end of everything here.
Yeah, we have some breaking news to start the show.
Uh-huh.
Start a little better off than we did with the Pro Bowl games.
I'm just saying.
Trade deadline news involving the Utah Jazz.
Uh-huh.
The Cleveland Cavaliers have agreed to trade Lonzo Ball and 2 second-round picks to the Utah Jazz, sources tell ESPN.
Gosh, what number is he going to wear here in the Mountain Blue?
None, because he's not going to play.
Okay.
He and his agent, Rich Paul, are going to work out a buyout with the Jazz. He'll be a free agent. So put Lonzo Ball on the list of all-time names. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn Rice. Of players who were traded here, Kendrick Perkins.
Derrick Rose?
Never actually played here, Derrick Rose.
I've got that jersey in my closet. You know what I mean?
You should have it. I think you should have a whole closet of these jerseys.
Guys.
A Utah Jazz Russell Westbrook jersey.
Just randos who are here for zero time. But
Lonzo Ball joins the club.
All right. So, Jock Landale, we hardly knew ye.
He's
also.
not. Yeah, that's a good another breaking news thing there. He's actually headed to the Atlanta Hawks.
I do love that one of my favorite moves that happens still in the NBA is Jock Landale going to the Hawks from the Utah Jazz for cash considerations. It almost sounds like and parting gifts. You know what I mean? Like the old parting gifts that you got.
It sounds like Rice and Roney on the old Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I loved it. So.
You didn't win any money, but you go home with the San Francisco treat.
Oh, yeah. They did. They would always be like, and a recliner from the Lazy Boy Corporation. So there you go. 2 second-round picks, though, coming to the Jazz for Lonzo Ball. So there you go.
Another big name that moved today is Chris Paul.
Where's he going? Is he following James Harden over to the Cavaliers?
The Clippers, Nets, and Raptors have agreed on a multi-team trade sending Chris Paul to the Raptors.
Oh, boy.
And Ochai Agbaji, a 2032 Raptors second-rounder, and cash to the Nets.
Didn't Ochai Agbaji have a little bit of a stay over here?
Yeah, he played a whole year here.
Yeah. Well, listen. We appreciate everybody being there. Appreciate everybody.
I think it was the Kelly Olynyk deal, if I remember right. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But the Shams reports that Chris Paul will not be required to report to the Raptors and could still discuss trades involving him over the next day.
All right. Well, there you go. Top of the show, you had some movement, late movement there by the
Anthony
the Jazz.
Davis moved today to the Wizards. Kobe White and Mike Conley were traded by the Bulls to the Charlotte Hornets for Colin Sexton,
Oh boy!
Ousmane Deng, and 3 second-round picks.
So that's a lot of movement, man.
It was a busy trade deadline.
Yeah.
I was entertained.
And the Jazz, of course, were involved in all that. But
Very
the big
much
one,
so.
The
At the
big one,
center
of
of
course, yesterday was the big news of Jaren Jackson Jr. coming here. But there's always this type of stuff, this type of shenanigans, trade shenanigans that happens last minute.
Yeah.
That doesn't actually it's just business.
Yep.
It's just all bottom line stuff. It's all cap stuff. It's all here. Take a late second rounder from us. No problem.
A lot of these teams are trying to get out of the tax.
Yeah, it's just a tax write-off.
It is business.
Yeah. So there you go. Lots going on here. But of course, we're with you on a Wednesday here as we're getting into the final Mammoth matchup before the Olympic break happens. Of course, it's a big one because as we look at it, this team. I know the Jazz were all we talked about yesterday because we only had a 1 hour show, but. Of course, the hat trick by Nick Schmaltz the other night was quickly overshadowed yesterday by all that breaking news. But the Utah Mammoth, of course, wrapping up their right before this break for them as they welcome the Red Wings into town tonight. And don't forget how big of a game this is because you don't want to go into the break here with a sour taste in your mouth because it really could be that on top of, losing to Tampa Bay, losing to Carolina in the fashion that they did. And then, of course, Dallas came into town. These are all really, really good teams, of course, but you don't want to go and lose 4 of your last 5 going into the break here. You want to wrap this thing up with the 6-goal barrage that happened the other night on top of a possible win over Detroit, who comes to town. Joining us on the program right now, he is, of course, Mike Folta, the radio play-by-play voice of the Utah Mammoth. Mike, how's it going, man? Everything good in your world?
Hey, we're not quite sitting in the shade of the palm trees yet, boys. We got one more big one tonight against a really good Detroit team. Red Wings, 6th in the NHL, in terms of the big leaderboard, in terms of standings, total points. They're an elite team with elite players, and they don't score the most. They're not the best defensively, but they play really good complementary hockey. They've got some legendary players, Patrick Kane chiefly among them. They've got a hot goalie in John Gibson. So it's going to be a really good test for the Mammoth to try and finish off this portion of the schedule here tonight.
Got to look back on that Vancouver win and Nick Schmaltz, the hat trick. And it's not just one game. He's been phenomenal all season. What does this mean for him moving forward and with this franchise the way he's played? Because we all knew he was talented, but we didn't expect a season like this maybe.
Yeah, I mean, moving forward with the franchise, it's hard to say, right? He's a free agent coming up at the end of this season, so there'll have to be some decisions made there. And General Manager Bill Armstrong has talked about, making that decision after the season. But for Schmaltz and the Mammoth, the best thing for everybody is if he continues to ball out like he is. Right now, he's one of just 9 players this year to have multiple hat tricks this season.
Wow.
So he's done it. He's done it twice at home. After we didn't have any home hat tricks last season,
right?
And Schmaltz has done it twice in the Delta Center this season. But he's only 1 goal away from tying a career high, and we've got 20-something games left. So he's playing the best hockey of his life, and he's doing it at the center position, as we've talked about a lot. It's harder to play center than it is to play wing. I was talking with DJ and PK, and I don't know if this is the exact comparison, but it's kind of like being like an X receiver versus like a slot receiver. You get the tougher matchups. You're a little bit more responsibility. I don't know, JJ. What do you think of that comparison?
No, it's pretty
like
good.
Like a big X or a Z.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be a quarterback when I was growing up, and I was a smart kid, but I just didn't know the plays. I didn't know X, Y, Z, all that stuff. That was all beyond me.
Well, yeah, I mean, that I played football and I played a lot of football And I ignored all that stuff because I was on the O-line. You know what I mean? Like I was like, let's let those guys figure it out over here. I've got to figure out how to get this.
I just got to hit the guy in front of me.
Hey, what is that voice for? That's what my wife.
That's offensive line
that's
voice.
What my wife. That's the voice my wife does for me when she feels like she wants to make a point against me. She's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, we'll see you this weekend." Right? that's my wife's voice for me when she wants to really make a point. Mike, one of the things, it's so huge because this Western Conference is already a tight race. I'm looking at just the Pacific Division. I was looking at the other night because I think that the Golden Knights have lost 5 in a row and they're still at the very top of that standing. But it's not like it's an easy one for them. It's like 2 points separating the top 4 in that division, and the Mammoth had suddenly fallen out of the wild card, and then with that one win, then they're back up again into that first spot. This Western Conference is very, very tight. And this division, the Central Division, has these top 3 teams that look phenomenal. All 3 of them look phenomenal. And 13 points separate the Stars and the Mammoth. And that was such a huge game the other night. And it was a close one, and it was good. And the Mammoth have won 7 out of their last 10. But, man, this is a tight race in the West.
Yeah, and the 3 teams in front of Utah in the Central Division, Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, well, they also happen to be 3 of the top 5 teams in the whole league,
right.
Kind of what you were saying. The West is really tight, except at the top. Like, those top 3 teams have pulled away from everybody, and there's a pretty big chasm between the third-place team in the Central and the fourth place, which is where Utah is. But, I mean, the rest of it, as you were saying, Vegas leads the Pacific Division. Utah 4th in the Central. Mammoth are 2 points behind Vegas. So, like, if Utah was in the Pacific Division, they'd be a lot closer to the top. That's not the case. There's been a lot made over the last couple of years of the playoff format in the NHL. They don't do it just 1 through 8. So you can have a couple really good teams face each other in the first round, which is what we're going to have. Likely Minnesota and Dallas are going to face each other in the first round, even though they deserve better first round matchups. But Utah in the mix right now, still in the top wild card spot, above Seattle, above Los Angeles, above San Jose. Good news for Utah is that according to our good friends over at Tankathon.com, which is not a website you want to be going to that much if you're a sports fan, but Tankathon.com tabulates like strength of schedule just based on the team's winning percentages that are still on your schedule. Utah has the 5th easiest. That's the good news. The bad news is that there are 3 teams that have easier schedules than Utah, or 4 teams. Colorado's one of them, but 3 teams are of concern: San Jose, Anaheim, and LA. 3 teams that are all
right by them
with Utah. Yeah, so that point is kind of moot right there. But mention the LA Kings. We got news a little earlier today that Artemi Panarin, who is one of the best players in the league, had been with the New York Rangers. He just got traded to the LA Kings earlier this afternoon. So the Kings are pushing their chips towards the middle of the season, and they just got a whole heck of a lot better with one of the best snipers, playmakers in the NHL in Panarin. So they're a different shaped threat now. Panarin in the lineup, that's something you have to keep tabs on. Adam Schefter broke that trade. How about that?
Of course he did.
Schefter dipping into the hockey sphere.
Stay in your lane, Shefty. Come on, man.
Some of these newsbreakers getting greedy.
They don't know how to turn it off. Like at some
into
point,
other leagues.
yeah, they hear something and they got
some scraps for somebody else.
They got to throw it out there. So yeah,
Man.
it's always pretty wild to watch that thing go down. This Utah team, though, has one of the best score differentials of any of those teams that we've talked about that are in that wild card race. It's a great offensive team, and certainly 5-on-5, they are phenomenal. Penalty kill has been an issue for this team lately. How do they tighten that thing up?
Yeah, special teams in general has been an area of concern. Mammoth are actually one of the best 5-on-5 teams in the NHL. They've been kind of top 5 in that category for most of the year, and that's why the analytics community loves Utah. On the penalty kill, we were hearing from Bear actually earlier this morning about being really aggressive on the penalty kill and putting a lot of pressure on the other team's power play. And what he means is, the forwards on the PK kind of aggressively moving up top to where the puck is near the blue line a lot of times, and kind of forcing the guy into a decision. And even though you might not steal the puck right there, that allows the rest of the PK to read off of the decision that guy has to make. So it's a good power play in Detroit that the Mammoth are facing here tonight. It's going to be a really good challenge on the penalty kill front. But special teams is a big deal, and that's an area that the Mammoths have to get better at going down the stretch here, because in these close games, a lot of times it's just one save or that one power play goal that can make the difference, not just in a game, but whether you make it into the postseason or not.
The Mammoth are in a very tough stretch where they're playing some of the best teams in the league. What are you learning about this team during this stretch, Mike?
Yeah, I think some of it is what I just mentioned, right? That this team is a few details away from being, up in that upper echelon, right? They give up a couple of power play goals against Dallas and Carolina. Well, okay, you lose both of those games by one goal, right? You outplay Tampa Bay, but the Lightning have the best goalie in the world in Andrei Vasilevsky, and that's that, right? So there's these details that have kept the Mammoth from winning those games as of late, the games against Tampa, Carolina, and Dallas, three of the best teams in the league. The Mammoth are right with them 5-on-5. It's just the special teams, that one more save, that one more power play goal that separates them from, the cream of the crop in the National Hockey League. I really think that the elevation of individuals on this roster has been fun to watch too. John Marino, defenseman for Utah. Maybe the casual fan wouldn't notice him a ton out there, but he has been excellent this year, having a career season. We talked about Nick Schmaltz earlier. His production is approaching career high levels, but he's been outstanding in his own zone in the defensive end as well. That stood out. So I think the fact that the Mammoth are just a couple of details away, and the elevation of individuals in big moments has stood out to me.
Really great January, and they go into February here. They could steal a win right before the Olympic break here. Where does the Olympic break stand? I mean, obviously, a handful of guys playing for their teams. Of course, the captain's going to be out there, Clayton Keller for Team USA, and Peterka's going to be there with Germany, Veggies with Czechia, and then Oli Mata. I don't know how much he's going to be playing with Finland, but he's on that team. So as this break happens, you got those guys that we'll take a look at, but this team, how does a break like this affect a team like Utah who's been hot, and then they go into this break? Would they prefer to keep playing right now, or do you think that this break is well needed and it comes at a great time?
I'm not speaking for anybody, but I think it's really needed. It's been a condensed schedule this year, as we all know, with the Olympic break. Because the Olympic break is so big, the rest of the schedule gets condensed. And I know that some guys are playing less than 100%, like a lot of guys in the NHL are. But this isn't the NBA where you've got, some gout or something that's keeping you out for a game. Like, these guys are playing through pretty significant discomfort. I'll just say that. But I think this will be a really good couple of weeks for the Mammoth to get some key guys healthy. One of the guys who's been out of the lineup has been Logan Cooley. And so we're supposed to get him back. We think we're going to get him back after the Olympic break with 25 games left to go on the schedule. And he's Utah's most dynamic player offensively, and the Mammoths have a winning record without him. I mean, we saw him go down, and we thought, okay, that could be the season right there. That could be curtained. But no, the Mammoths have had a winning record without Cooley. And so getting him back into the fold is kind of going to be like having that nice trade deadline acquisition, right? He's going to serve that same. It's going to feel that way. So really excited to get him back. Alexander Kerfoot's been hurt as well. He's a really versatile piece. Can kill penalties, win faceoffs, responsible defensively. Those two guys coming back into the lineup will be good. But I'm going to be enjoying that the crap out of the break on a beach somewhere. But I think everybody else is just going to be nursing bumps and bruises.
Well, the nice thing is you can lay on that beach and enjoy yourself, but also enjoy Olympic hockey. How great is this tournament going to be? I mean, I'm juiced for it, man. This is going to be awesome.
It's going to be incredible, and we've heard some rumblings about the arena not being finished the way they would hope it would be, and things like that. And there's been some intrigue around that. Talked with our good friend Sam Farnsworth over at KSL 5 the other day, and he was telling us it's all good. The arena looks great, and I remember back to the Four Nations tournament last year. We had U.S., we had Canada going at it. That tournament was awesome because the players made it awesome. Yeah. And this is the first time we have NHL players in the Olympics since 2014 in Sochi, and the players are going to make it awesome again. It's going to be incredible. I don't think you're going to see the fights as much, different rules in the Olympics, things like that. It's not quite officiated the same. So I don't think you should expect 3 fights right off the first face-off, like we had at the Four Nations tournament last year.
But how are the Kachucks going to behave themselves?
The Kachucks are in this tournament. You have no idea. Maybe we have no clue how this thing's going to go. They might set a new precedent.
Hey, I'm all for it. I am all for it, especially in the play-in rounds. But my broadcast partner Adrian Denny just sent me a note. So Canada plays Czechia, I beg your pardon, in the first pool play game. If you take the combined record of the Czech goalies that they have, including Karel Vejmelka, they're 30 games above 500.
Wow.
Okay? So they're good. They're good. You take the combined record of the Team Canada goalies. Canada's supposed to be the best hockey country in the world. We'll see. The combined record for the Team Canada goalies, 2 games under 500.
Wow.
So it's night and day the strength in net between Czechia and Canada. Now the Czechs don't have Nathan McKinnon or Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid, but Canada certainly is dealing with some goaltending intrigue heading into the Olympics.
So you're just going to expect us to outscore everybody? Is that what we're going to see?
Well, with those guys up front, they might be able to. And I'm looking at the Czechs to be a really strong team. They've got some really good players, not just in net, although obviously we'll be watching Veggie. Team Sweden looks incredible to me as well. That's going to be a tough out. They were very good at the Four Nations tournament. Finland always seems to overachieve, even though they might not have as many household names. They tend to overachieve in these international tournaments. Last time the U.S. played Finland in Best on Best Olympics in 2014, Olli Mata was on Team Finland, and they crushed the Americans 5-1 to win a bronze medal. So you can't take anybody lightly in this tournament, and we're all expecting U.S. Canada to be among the top teams, but there's 16 countries that have a say in this.
And they've all got a history, man. All these guys have some crazy history in the Olympics, and certainly with the best on best situation now, bringing the NHL guys in, it's just it's going to be such great hockey. It should be so much fun to watch these guys going back and forth, and so we're looking forward to it. But we're looking forward, of course, first to tonight, the Detroit Red Wings coming to town. Always love to see that sweater in town on our ice here across the street because it just makes it feel like, hey, this is the NHL. These guys don't give up at all. There's no nights off here, and getting a win right before the break would be awesome for these guys. Mike, we're looking forward to the call tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it as well. It should be a great tilt.
There you go. Mike Folta, everybody. Play-by-play voice of the Utah Mammoth. All brought to you by the good folks at Hercules First Federal Credit Union, growing stronger together. We'll take the break here. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. Let's jump in here. We'll get to some more of the trade deadline stuff that happened today, whether or not it's going to affect you or I or Lonzo Ball coming into the Utah Jazz and headed right out the door again. All right, more to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest name.
You're locked into JJ and Alex. With the insight and analysis on the teams you can't live without. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You broke up with your guy, believed in you again. You said, the bright lights of L.A., that's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. This guy's terrible, the bad roommate here. They never thought to be self-aware enough that they're the bad roommate. They're the problem. Hey, James, you're the problem. If this doesn't work this year in this system with this team, then you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, and you're going to go back home and you're going to start swiping right for another team, and there's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.
I mean, that clip, if you were to think it was from already something that happened like last night.
Yeah, no, if you said that was today, I would have believed you.
Because
it's evergreen.
I remember when it happened, and I remember thinking, that's crazy. But he was talking about when he was moved to L.A. to the Clippers to finally make it happen. And instead, now, almost 3 years later, 2.5 years later after that sound was initially done, it still applies to James Harden.
The Clippers were stacked. They had that roster. Was supposed to win a title in that brand new building this year. What happened?
What do you think? If we were to dip into Cleveland,
Harden.
if we were to dip into Cleveland sports talk today, let's pretend like we're let's pretend like we're the radio home of the Cleveland Cavaliers right now.
All right.
I love it because now Donovan's got that guy next to him, JJ. And you, correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like a new era for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. Bring back the title for the first time since LeBron brought it here. I don't need LeBron. Give me James Harden. Give me Donovan Mitchell.
I don't know, man. They say Cleveland's a mistake by the lake. I think this trade is a mistake by the lake. What are we doing here?
Not since the Steel left the city years
Darius
ago.
Garland's a young player. What are we doing here?
When my dad left his job in 1972 for the steel mills, I'm telling you, I haven't had such hope since then that the Cleveland Cavaliers could bring hope. Of course, we cannot have the Browns bring us any happiness, but this Cleveland Cavaliers, I think this is a team.
Mike, are they really trying to convince themselves this year? There's no way.
This is going to put the Cleveland Cavaliers over the top.
No, it is not. There's no way. You tell me the reality of this. When James Harden goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers, what's really going to happen? Because he did improve
I'll tell you what's going to happen. The same thing that happened in Oklahoma City, the same thing that happened in Houston, the same thing that happened in Brooklyn, the same thing that happened in Philadelphia, the same thing that happened in L.A.
Nothing. But you said
nothing. Nothing's going to happen.
You said a couple of days ago on this very station, on this very set of airwaves, that he was like, "Hey, he might be an all-star snub."
He puts up all-star numbers.
He does, and he still shoots 35% from three, which isn't his best, of course. This isn't the old 38% days.
But James Harden is all about James Harden, and this is the latest example. All of a sudden, a couple days before the deadline, word comes out he wants to be moved. Why? Why are you? What's going on?
Yeah,
he does this all the time.
So
and these teams keep rolling the dice. Why? Because he's an all-star level player.
Yeah, he is.
Everyone thinks it's going to be different this time around. The Cavaliers right now are trying to convince themselves it's going to be different this time around.
How do you think Donovan Mitchell feels?
They give up a good player to do it.
We got to know that young man quite a bit.
His honest reaction to this.
What do you think the honest reaction?
I don't think he loves it. He's going to talk himself into it because I know that's how he operates. He's going to talk himself into it. He's going to try to handle it the best he can. He's going to do a great job with PR. But at the end of the day, you can't have two guys that need the ball all the time.
Do you remember when he was a scoring champ 2 years in a row? Harden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
36 and a half points a game back in 2018.
He lives at the foul line. He's an offensive juggernaut.
He dishes the ball, though. Listen.
No, he does a lot of good things. Doesn't win championships.
No.
And bounces around a lot because he wears out his welcome. And I don't know what his deal is. He's oftentimes the one asking for these moves.
Quirky, to say the least, right?
For sure.
You have to deal with whatever the stuff is.
He wants to be in charge. The guy thinks he gets to decide when he goes to play and when he doesn't, and when he goes to practices, and he wants to go to Vegas in between games, and all the stuff that he does. And everybody else knows all this. I mean, there's people around the league know what he's all about. I don't know that he's all about winning. I think he's all about James.
Yeah. Do you still have that line? Hey, Annapolis, You're a young kid. Does he still have that line of gummy snacks, sour gummy snacks that, remember the beard gummies that Trolley did for a while?
They did?
Oh, yeah. My kids were all about it. They're like, give me those James Harden
those
gummies.
can't taste good.
I mean, they were shaped like his beard. Did they taste like the beard?
What was the flavor?
I'm like, this guy.
I'm not trying those.
No, this guy.
You talking about the Shaq snacks?
No, Shaq snacks are new. The Shaq XL gummies are new. Okay? Listen, I've got kids. I've got the gummy game down. And
Shaq's the greatest entrepreneur since Magic Johnson.
well, he's selling
That dude markets everything.
He's selling a sour gummy bag of lies is what he's doing because they're not
That's
that
insane.
big. They say XL on them. I got some. They're not that big. All right. So my whole deal with Harden leaving is the same type of feel that I have with, and I don't put this on James Harden. I put it on him. Anthony Davis. I started to feel bad for him today when I saw that he got moved to the Wizards because I don't think he's the one that's pushing that.
Anthony Street Clothes Davis?
That poor guy. He can't stay healthy. I mean, the best of his days, did we see him in New Orleans? Is that when we saw the best of Anthony Davis?
Yes. That was when he was in his prime.
And then he goes to L.A. and he becomes...
He won a title in the bubble.
And he becomes a little bit of an afterthought because of where he's at, because everybody kind of does when you're in the shadow of LeBron. But he moves to Dallas, probably, shocked as everybody else is at that moment. He's been in street clothes, as you mentioned, forever.
Unfortunately tied to the worst trade in NBA history.
Yeah, and that's not on him. And I think that him joining Trae Young at Washington is not going to fix anything either. Like, that's a trade that I saw somebody today. I'll steal it from one of those fake trailers they made of these movies that now exist, these AI fake trailers they made. And the movie was called starring Trae Young and Anthony Davis, 5 Years Too Late.
Oh, man.
Isn't that sad?
That's true.
And it's 100% true about both of those guys. Mm-hmm. Like, both of those guys feel like every roster they get on is the general manager looks at it and goes, we got a problem.
What are the Wizards doing? What's their thought process here?
That they have a couple of names that could sell tickets? I don't know.
Who wants to see those two play anymore?
I don't know. And who would see them play
At a
very
premium,
often?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching them play, but I'm not paying a premium.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't a draw. Those guys aren't going to improve your standing in the league or with your fan base. I don't understand what they're doing. They're in a position to build a nice young roster. I know you got to have some guys on there you pay, but are the Wizards making their own statement like the Jazz that their tank is over,
No.
but this is what they're presenting? Is their tank being over? I don't think so.
By comparison, the move that the Jazz made yesterday looks like a freaking steal.
Oh.
It looks like the deal of a lifetime.
It looks like a great move and a great fit.
Because in the end, the biggest deal about this is when you make trades for guys like him, you get a guy that you would have never gotten in free agency.
Right.
You get a guy that can change the entire future of your team in one move, and they did it. And I'm not saying that like you're not going to get him in free agency because he doesn't want to be here or whatever. I mean, maybe obviously Utah's not the first choice for a lot of people, and then they get here, and then what?
They love it.
The guys who are serious about basketball like it. You know what I mean? Every person who's like, I want to be here and I want to play.
Jordan Clarkson loved it here.
Right. People who are serious about playing want to be here. And all these guys who came in, all these older guys are going, you young guys don't even have any clue how amazing this ownership is and this group is, and they've been in all the teams. So don't think it's going to be greener on the other side just because you're going to go to another team. So for me...
Yeah. CBS Sports, by the way, had a list of the top 100 players in the NBA when the season started. And everyone has their list.
Where's
Take
Triple
that for
J?
what
Where's Triple J at?
Where would you put him?
Top 50 for sure.
Yes.
Top 25?
Their list, yes.
Top 15?
No.
Okay,
20th.
18, 20. Okay, see? But where
Right
are
in
guys
between Tyrese Maxey and Karl Anthony Towns. Now, I would disagree with that. Tyrese Maxey
Probably higher
is
up
now
on
a
that
top
list.
15 player in the league. But I would put him ahead of Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, who's going the other direction?
Right. But then you get into this area of Paulo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Jalen Williams. That's where Jaren Jackson Jr. is in the list of top players in this league. The Jazz just traded for that player.
So we did this list. Did we dog it because was Walker like snuck in on the list, didn't he? And I feel like Lauri Markkanen was what, in the 30s? Or 40s maybe, and we felt like it was a diss?
This one, Walker Kessler's not in. There was some top 100s where he was. And, of course, who's not going to be on this list is Keontae George, who is now easily a top
50.
Top 40, 30 player. Lauri Markkanen was 41 on this list, ahead of Domantas Sabonis.
I remember this.
And behind OG Anunoby.
We had beef with this because we were like, this guy's going to come in and he's going to score 27, 28, 30 points a game almost, and he's doing that. And here we are. And you think about him combined with Key, who's now, like you said, you think he's a top 30 guy?
Yeah. I mean, he was probably if you made a list of guys that didn't make the All-Star team, he's in the 5. That puts you at 30.
Well, he's probably number one.
The All-Star team is the top 24 players in the world.
He's probably number one of most improved players in the league. Right?
Danny Avdija is probably number 1. He's probably close to number 2.
Yeah, and Avdija's but he's an all-star. That's why.
To your point, yes,
he's right there.
He's right there.
So you're talking about top 3 best stories of a turnaround in the league. That means he's rocketing up that list along with Jaren Jackson Jr.
You can make an argument now that the Jazz have 3 top 30 players in the league.
And then with Walker playing at a high level, he's probably a top 50 guy.
How good is Ace going to get a year from now? Who do they take in the lottery? Do they win the lottery? They're due.
Yeah.
Why not? Mm-hmm. Even if they don't win the lottery, what you're going to get it. If you keep that pick, you're getting a top 8 guy in a really, really, really deep draft. You're adding a really talented player that might be coming off the bench next year. Or if you win the lottery, you got Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonsta in that lineup.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're cooking.
Got yourself a stew.
There's some meat on that bone.
Carl Weathers, may he rest. All right, we'll take a break. Let's come back, and we got more to talk about. I've got a Would You Rather around the corner. I've got a lot of fun stuff here for you. By the way, Scotty's going to be out on the road this Friday, noon to 3.
Is he bringing his friends?
And friends. Okay? You don't need to ask people to be your friend. I know, I was going to say, yeah, and friends. And by the way, not a tough sell when you go, hey, come eat some food with me at the grill.
That's what I'm asking. Is he going to, am I in the club?
Get that prime rib going.
Scotty, am I in the club?
I'll drive down to Nephi right now.
I've been to Bar W. I'll go. I would love to go back.
I'll stay in Nephi the next 2 days for me to be able to get some prime rib.
Take one for the team.
On Friday, okay? All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got more to go. Around the corner, we've got ourselves a Would You Rather, so stay right here. Also, top of the hour in the 4 o'clock hour, Jonathan Tavernari, our weekly dip in with JT. Get his thoughts on where this BYU basketball team is going. I want to get his thoughts on some of these crazy trades that happened. This is a guy who knows a lot of ball. I want to see what his thoughts are on that Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. So stay right here with us, 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.
Listen, everybody. Real-life hypotheticals to get your brain churning. As JJ and Alex ask, would you rather?
Hey, on your way down to the Bar Dub Grill on Friday, stop by and see Scotty first on Thursday. So when you're making the road trip, stop down there at RGS Exteriors where Scotty's going to be, noon to 3 tomorrow. And then prime rib at the grill. I've seen the pictures, all right? So don't say it doesn't exist. I've seen the pictures.
Then you can get a donut on your way out.
Oh, they do the spud nuts, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's my first time.
I got spud nuts. I got ice cream.
My
first
first
really
time,
nice, almost like a dessert bar.
My first time with a spud nut was in Logan because they have that famous place up there. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember going up there for a remote long time ago, and they're like, you got to have the potato flour donut. I'm like, this sounds hefty, but it's good. You know what I mean? It's good. Because that's what they are. The spud nuts are it's a potato-based flour.
Wow, there's a lot of sugar and carbs in that.
I'll take it. Yeah. SaltLakeCityFatLoss.com. Shoot, that looks a little bit too heavy for me. I guess I'll only try 2.
Yeah, it's,
all right.
I have a duty.
So, look, I was wondering about this because I honestly totally forgot. about the Pro Bowl games.
No, you didn't.
I did because yesterday.
This is twice we've talked about it today.
I know. This is part of the Would You Rather. Okay. Would you rather watch a curling match at the Olympics or be front and center at the Pro Bowl games?
Curling at the Olympics?
Really?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I love curling because.
Why would I want to watch NFL players play flag football? Why would I want to watch Michael Parsons riding around on a scooter?
Oh, he was, huh? Well.
Why would I want to see that?
Hey, by the way, congrats to Jerry.
Jerry?
Jerry got into the Hall of Fame.
Jerry did?
He did.
Really?
His buddy Roberto Kraft did not.
He's going to have to wait. Were the writers punishing him for his
trips down to South Florida? No, I don't know.
I almost said something I can't say on the radio.
Let's just say Robert Kraft and James Harden have the same hobbies. I feel bad for that guy. Wait, which one? I don't feel bad for either of them. Sorry. He was dropped off. He was dropped off in one Bentley and then picked up in a different color Bentley. That's honestly part of the story with Robert Kraft. Do you remember this story?
Oh yeah.
They're like, at which point the suspect at this particular time. It's all police talk, right? They go, the subject then entered the establishment from a white Bentley Continental. I'm like, why do we need to know the model and the make of the car? Because it makes us go, yeah, we don't want to. I don't like this guy. Okay, so
and then he walked out happy.
So what would be something comparable to the Pro Bowl that you would like? What would beat the Pro Bowl for, or what would the Pro Bowl beat for you then? You know what I mean?
I don't know. The big three. I don't know. What like TBT? I don't know.
You're about to say the Unrivaled Basketball League, right?
I can't. No. Don't give me that. Don't give me trouble. Don't give me trouble.
Napolis, don't put that stuff in my ears.
You were trying to get me to say a women's sport. I'm not going to do it.
No, I didn't.
Because I enjoy women's sports.
Listen, okay.
I would rather watch any women's sport over the Pro Bowl.
What's a weird? I actually like curling too. What's a weird winter sport in the Olympics? I don't know what
curling's odd.
Yeah, but I like it because
they
it
have
looks
that
like
one where they're out there with the guns.
Yeah, it's called the biathlon.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, as Jerry Seinfeld put it, he's like, "Why are we doing this? Skiing around, shooting somebody. What are we gonna have next? Swim and choke a guy? Swim?
Is there ski ballet?
Skijoring? No. Look. Skijoring, they have that, yeah. But the ski ballet went away. But if you watch the videos of it, I actually am more impressed by ski ballet than half of the stuff we have.
Would you rather watch ski ballet than the Pro Bowl game?
1,000%. Watch the video of it. It's bonkers.
All right.
It's really crazy. I'm trying to think of, like, honestly, if there's an event here, like, I'd rather watch Junior Jazz 10U than the Pro Bowl. Not with my kid in the game. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm forced to watch it because of my kid, I like watching those
tough.
games.
That's
I know.
not great.
Somebody else's kid
I
playing 10U.
can't even watch my own kid's game.
Junior Jazz. I always love going out on the Saturdays and you see 14 kids at the McDonald's with their Junior Jazz jerseys on. And you're like, yeah, you earned that. You earned that McFlurry.
Jazz or I-9 Sports.
Yeah. You earned that McFlurry, kid.
Oh, you
did it.
Yeah, you good job, buddy.
So as it comes down to it, though, because when will they actually just do away with it? Name Pro Bowlers.
Yeah,
and then we don't need.
Yeah, there's no need for it. It's silly.
Okay, I got one for you. You ready for this?
Sure.
Timing wise, it might not work out, but what if we moved the combine to this week? You know what I mean?
The NFL combine?
Yeah, man.
Well, how would that work?
Because then we're watching the NFL Network and something like you're watching something, guys who played at the team that you cheer on or guys that could be drafted by your – and I know it's early. When is the actual combine? It's in April, right? And that wouldn't work. But I'm just saying I'm more entertained by the combine. They put it on TV all over the place that week, right? And it's
the end of February. It's from the end of February to early March.
We're not that far off. Yeah, it's February 23rd to March 2nd. We're not that far off. Why can't we move the combine to where the Pro Bowl is?
Because
Name
two
Pro
organizations are still getting ready for the biggest game of their lives.
Well, they're allowed to.
You think they're worried about the underwear Olympics?
Listen, show me your 3-cone time after it all goes down. They get extra time with those guys, just like they do with the opening the transfer portal a little bit more. The actual draft itself, you don't need to be
It's
at
like
the
having
combine.
a transfer portal in college football before the playoffs. Half the playoffs are after the transfer portal.
I guess.
What are we doing?
I'm just trying to think of fun things that could happen. Fine, do the NFL draft. Do something. I just wonder when it's going to
that
get
whole weekend.
I know. I just wonder when it's going to get more entertaining.
I hate the bye. Just play the dang game.
I know. The players don't need it either. It's just about the run up to the game, so people can do their extra shopping or whatever. Listen, the team I cheered for growing up is playing in this Super Bowl this weekend. I have no idea what's on the menu. That's poor. That's piss poor preparation by me. PPP.
Get excited.
I know. I'm trying to put it out of my mind because I don't want to let myself think that they could win. It's the same feelings that went along with the first time they played and when Malcolm Butler picked that ball.
You don't think they're going to win? They're favored to win.
I know. So they were too when they were supposed to give Marshawn Lynch the ball. In my mind, it's the same thing. I'm not going to allow myself to go down that road of accepting that they're a favorite. There's no such thing. What did that one lady call Mike Vrabel at the Mike Vrabel? She was like, Coach Vrabel, I have a question for you.
Really?
Because you know how media is this week? It's just like, come on, come all.
Yeah.
And Vrabel does this thing where he allows all the
entertainment shows come.
Well, but he also has a thing that he's done since Tennessee, which is ladies first.
Right.
All the reporters who are female can ask a first question. And
Yes.
she's like, Coach Vrabel, you've got a, and I was like, oh boy.
Oh.
But it's like when they bring in, the Nickelodeon kid. Anyway, all right, we'll take a break.
Love it.
We'll come back. When we return, JT, Jonathan Tavernari, going to join us on the program, give us his thoughts on BYU's 2 losses in a row that they've now suffered at the hands of some pretty darn good basketball teams and where that stands and where the big 3 are expected to go now when it comes to trying to turn that corner and really put something together for a run for this basketball team. More to go around the corner, 97.5 BKSL Sports Zone.